Hi, good morning. It is Friday. Is it Friday?
Yeah, the seventh.
Yeah, it is Friday. Dang, the week went by quick. Friday, February 7th, and I'm Brian Bacchus. And again, you're not.
And I and I'm Jamal Smith. Welcome everybody to the latest episode of Altadena Talks. We really appreciate you coming on board and rolling with us each day, getting some information that can help those that were victims of the fire. Getting some updates in terms of town halls and trying to get that good information so you can move forward and ultimately build your home. What we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and start off by going over the announcements. Let me see. Let me go over this way. So we'll start off again with the sandbags. I know we're dealing with rain today, and apparently there's going to be another storm that's going to come next week. Now, thank goodness it hasn't been a whole lot of heavy rain, but just in case, there's four locations where sandbags are available for pickup: Robinson's Park, South Parking Lot, 1081 North Fair Oaks; Victory Park, the parking lot along Altadena Drive, that's 2575 Paloma Street; Fire Station 37, that's at 3430 East Foothill Boulevard; and then Fire Station 38, that's at 1150 Linda Vista Avenue. Each of these locations are available from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Again, want to show Edub's post. Edub has he's actually giving away some T-shirts with this logo here: Altadena Strong, rebuilding your community. This was actually a design made by a fellow Altadenian who resides in Texas now, Ziva Perkins. So give her a shout out. If you want one of these T-shirts, go ahead and give Edub a call or a text at area code 626-213-4642. And you can coordinate that with him. I think he's just going through the end of this week. I don't think it's going to be extended, but if it is, we'll tell you about it on Monday. Again, for the Red Cross, for the center at the Pasadena Civic Auditorium, this was provided to us a couple days. This is going to be moved soon. We don't have the details exactly at this point, but just wanted, again, to have this available so you're aware that this is going to happen. Next, there is the Dena Relief Drive. This is at Pasadena Church at 425 Sierra Madre Villa Avenue in Pasadena. And this is going to be every Saturday. We already had one, so there's three more: one tomorrow, one on the 15th, and one on the 22nd. For information, you can reach out at info@pasadenachurch.com. And for email, you can do kingandme2020@gmail.com. And they're asking for you to come if you're in need of supplies such as water, food, clothing, toiletries, pillows, blankets, diapers, etc. And volunteers are definitely needed. So if you want to help out, please give them a buzz and help out. There's disaster relief claim assistance. This also is today, Wednesday. Well, it's 2 days a week, and it begins today from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. And then it will also be on Wednesdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. This is going to be at Jackie Robinson's Community Center at 1020 North Fair Oaks Avenue in Pasadena. There's a Heal Dena event. This is going to be with help from Puma LA. This is going to be today, February 7th from 10:30 a.m. till 6 p.m. This is going to be at the Metropolitan Baptist Church at 2283 North Fair Oaks Avenue in Altadena. Let's see here. I'm trying to see. Oh, if you want to volunteer for this particular event, you can just arrive. Well, we're already past that at 9:30. But if you want to volunteer, I'm sure they'll accept your help if you come on down there and let them know.
Okay. 228316 Hut.
Exactly. I don't know what I was doing. I was going to say something. I was thinking about how you told me to say the church, Metropolitan
Baptist Church. Yeah, you got to say it like that.
Yeah,
and God said.
The next one is a wildlife community support event for mental health. This is going to be tomorrow, also February 8th. There's going to be 4 different sessions, one at 9 a.m., one at 10:30 a.m., one at 1 p.m., and then 2:30. You can register more than once, and they ask that you be there 15 minutes early. The location is at Sycamores and Highland Park at 840 North Avenue 66 in LA. For the parking, says don't park on the street, enter the driveway and park behind the building. And their groups are only limited to 40 each. So please register online. I'll read this one. I think I did the first time. So the URL is tinyurl.com/capital. The rest of this is capital letters. ASSYST. Those are all S's as in Sam. -LA-event. And there is a QR code if you get a chance to maybe scan your computer if you're looking on the computer.
It's all in the S's.
S's. Sydney Page, speaking of another S, is having a backpack giveaway and more for students impacted by the Eaton fire. This is another event tomorrow, February 8th, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at PHS. This is, it says at the entrance at the back of the school off of East Washington. There's going to be backpacks, school supplies, books, STEAM projects, cosmetics, toys, socks, and a live DJ. You're going to register at sydneypage.org/Eaton. That's SYDNEYPAIGE.org. And you must register to participate, and the student must be present. And this is going to be strictly while supplies last. We have a few more. This is an inspiring virtual event to discuss the importance of keeping and rebuilding your land. It's going to provide practical strategies and resources for rebuilding, and it's a message of hope to empower you to move forward with confidence. This is going to be tomorrow at 2 p.m. Again, it's a virtual event. If you go to Instagram and go to preserve.altadena, there is a link in the bio where you can actually register. This should be a pretty good event. There's also Altadena Fire Recovery event, also Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. This is going to be at the Grocery Outlet parking lot, 2270 North Lake Avenue. There's going to be gift cards, financial assistant consulting, LA County resource table, groceries and clothing, and of course, the free delicious burgers, tacos, and drinks. This is courtesy of the Knights of Columbus. Any comment on the burgers, B?
Delicious burgers. Can't wait.
I might have to get one myself, man. Moving on. The Pasadena Elks final merchandise distribution event is also tomorrow, Saturday, February 8th, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Pasadena Elks Lodge, 400 West Colorado Boulevard in Pasadena. They're going to distribute new shoes, apparel, personal care items, bedding, and water to individuals impacted by the fires. Identification with proof of residency will be required.
You just gave me, go back to that one. You just gave me two good ideas for marketing: merchandise and flyers. I appreciate that. Keep moving.
Hey, I'm here for you, man. I'm here. I am here to share and help you with your creativity.
That's what we do.
That's right. This is one I mentioned yesterday. It's a different format. I think it's a little easier to read. So Macy's is providing an LA wildfire relief community free store. This is also tomorrow, February 8th, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And this also is until supplies last. This is at the Macy's LA Distribution Center, only at this location at 15541 East Gable Avenue in the City of Industry. And this is to support LA wildfire relief efforts. They're holding the pop-up event for customers and the community to help replace essential items lost in the fires, including clothing, shoes, bedding, and other items. And there is a little asterisk at the bottom in case you can't see it, or if you're listening, limit of 10 items per person while supplies last. And two more. Dina Heels Wellness Center is providing a Karma Clinic with Dr. Elena Esparza. This is this Saturday and Sunday. So on Saturday, it's from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And on Sunday, it's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Paseo Outdoor Mall, 300 East Colorado Boulevard, number 151. So you want to join Dina Heals for a free 2-day wellness event offering massage. When I saw this flyer in her massage, I know there's going to be some folks that really need this. But massage, acupuncture, sound healing, counseling services, and more for the Eaton Fire affected community. Please reserve your complimentary wellness session below. And there is for Saturday, it's tinyurl.com/karma clinic, KARMA clinic. And then Sunday, it's tinyurl.com/karma clinic sun. And then lastly, something we haven't really talked about a lot is assistance for Altadena businesses. There is a pickup location at 1285 North Lake Avenue. These on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Sorry, I'm just now finding this particular one. So for Altadena businesses, you can actually go to the Pasadena Federal Credit Union Lake Branch Community Center Pickup Center to pick up essential items such as N95 protective face masks, air purifiers, portable solar panel stations, and miscellaneous personal items. They support Altadena Chamber of Commerce, Altadena businesses. They're here to assist the community following the fire. That's it for our announcements today, and I bring it back to B to talk about what's this dynamic show we're going to have today.
So, folks, you're in for a treat today because we're going to have not only a guest that has already been on here dropping knowledge like you ain't never heard before, but
and they were hooting and hollering about the information she was providing.
Man,
hooting and hollering.
Knowledge was spit. I mean, I had to keep wiping off my screen. It was
you
so
see
much
me?
spit in
I'm
the
wiping my
knowledge.
face off. Man,
Yeah, geez.
it was amazing.
And it's the spitting the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So, without further ado, and I got to get my little banners together, we're going to bring in the illustrious Antoinette Raines and her cohort, Kendra
Not
May.
luscious.
Illustrious. How y'all doing today?
Wonderful.
Great.
How's everyone?
We're good.
Outstanding.
Happy Friday.
Yeah, finally.
Absolutely. So happy for this. This week, it took a little while. I mean, it was a
Corey's already starting.
Gotta love it.
We're here Friday.
So a couple days ago, we actually had Miss Toni on, Miss Antoinette Alexander, who again, like B said, just poured a whole lot of information on our plates, and we were really, really appreciative of it. One of the beautiful things that she talked about was information about building your homes when you got to that stage after phase 1 and phase 2 and you're ready to actually build. And she spoke about a dynamic young lady, woman that's in our area that's wanting to help us out, has a lot of information to share with us. And I'll let Toni kind of intro her and explain to us how you found Kendra and everything.
Absolutely. Thanks, fellas. Glad to be back on with you all this morning and to present the fabulous Miss Kendra Mays to you all. Literally, I was scrolling Facebook, I think Saturday night, early Sunday morning, and happened to come across, I guess, this gentleman, Kevin Daly. I don't know him. He's, I think, a Pasadena, went to Blair or something, and I believe he's a project manager with First Choice Construction or whatever. I'm going to reach out to him, but I saw that he's on a cruise right now for Super Bowl, so I'm going to wait till next week because, as we know, we will have thousands of houses to rebuild, and so there's no one designer or builder that will be able to do it. There's no one that has a style that everyone will like. So because our community is such a unique space and unique place to grow up and live, and all styles of houses, we need all styles of builders, right? Or all kinds of designers and builders. So happened to see hers looked at her website and did the contact form. I think like 5:30 Sunday morning, but I had like prayed and I was like, God, please connect me with the right person that could help rebuild not only my parents' home, but our community. And Kendra pinged me back like in 15 minutes, if that. And I was like, this girl is up early. This lady, not this girl, but. And so we scheduled time for Monday afternoon at 1. And she said she had been in deep prayer the night before and asked God to show her or bring the clients to her that she needs to have. And one of the things I mentioned the other day, she said that as she was speaking with, she gets lots of calls, but getting some of the calls from the people in Palisades, she noticed a recurring theme, which is their, how do I say it? Their privilege and their pushiness and like, you need to do, kind of demanding. I'm not going to mess you up, Kendra, because you still may do some of those homes. But then when I spoke about her on the show Tuesday, I think Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever day I was on, and I called her that same day to say, hey, could you get on with us Friday? She said, absolutely. And she's been in prayer still, and she wants to make Altadena her priority. When it comes to helping rebuild, Altadena is now her priority. So I'm super thankful for that. She is here with us today. She's been in business of being a builder for over 20 years. Her website is linked or listed, and she has some amazing homes, and she's working on some things with me now that hopefully I can present to my parents in the next few weeks. But the fabulous Miss Kendra Mays of Kendra Home Design, I believe, or Kendra Homes. You know what? I have the website right here.
That's right there on the screen.
Kendra Custom Homes. No, I'm not talking about the website. Her actual name is Kendra Custom Homes. So
hiding the good stuff from us already. I thought I was helping you out.
Welcome to the show. Take it away.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Hello, everyone. So my name is Kendra Mays. I am a builder. I'm a licensed general contractor. I am an interior design, and obviously I am an African-American female, so my heart goes to my community. I love everyone, but my heart is with my community. I started my company when I was only 19 years old. I was actually still in college when I started it, and I just remember no one giving me a chance. They were like, this little girl, what does she think she's doing? And then the heart of Black women, they just gave me opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. They took it upon themselves to become my mentors, my aunties, my mothers, my grandmothers. And that's how I built my business. I say all the time, I'm not an overnight sensation. I'm 30 years in the making. So I've been around the world designing. I've built some almost everywhere, but I built my business on the backs of Black women. So when Altadena came along, I started getting calls from everywhere, Palisades, Malibu. I mean, I've done a lot of those homes. I've renovated a lot of those homes. And all I was praying for was Altadena. I wanted to help my community. If I can use the gift that God literally put in my two hands to help rebuild a community of people that holds my heart, that owns my heart, then that is my priority for sure. So about my background, like I said, I started this business when I was 19, but I've been in construction pretty much my whole life. Has always been around me. My grandfather, my uncle, they were all in it. So I grew up around it. I've always been very creative, always been very imaginative. When I was in elementary, I won so many art awards. Like, that's just always been in me. So that was a natural path for me to take. So I went to design school, I graduated, and about 10 years into being a designer and working with architects and engineers, I studied and applied and got my own contractor's license because it was hard. It was hard being a designer, working with most contractors that are not of my race. It's not very common for females or African Americans to be in this industry. So there was always so much opposition because I designed for a specific group of people. So I know our culture, I know our heritage, I know what we like to do, I know what we like to see. And working with other contractors that didn't quite understand, it was always just like this. So I thought, okay, fine. I'll get my contractor's license myself and I will start doing these homes. I'll start renovating, I will start building, and that's what I did. So now I've been a licensed general contractor and an interior designer. I do it all. I have an in-house team of electricians, plumbers, carpenters. I have two sons, my last two sons that are 22 and 23, graduated carpentry school, and they work on my crew, but they used to be 2 years old in diapers, carrying the piece of artwork, helping me push the sofa to the side. And now they literally work in the business. So I'm no stranger to hard work. I've worked hard in my career. Opportunities wasn't just handed to me. I had to work 10 times harder than my counterparts for less pay, and I was okay with that. The hard work doesn't bother me. I don't try to get rich on one project. What I do is provide an excellent service. I put my all into everything. I tell my clients all the time, the house is mine until I give it back to you. That's how you know I'm going to take care of it and put all of my pride into it. So I'm no stranger to hard work. I don't shy away from it. It doesn't bother me. I don't look for anything to come easy. I just ask for a shot, give me a shot and see what it gets. I haven't ever had a single bad review from my clients, and I go above and beyond. That's all I can say. I'm a simple Southern girl, originally from Dallas, Texas, but not big city Dallas, more in the country. So I'm a Southern girl at heart that had a big dream, went after it, and here I am today. Nothing would make me more happier than to help restore Altadena to its beauty and make it even greater.
Love that.
Thank you.
That's what we all want to hear. We want to hear the good news. This is the good news channel today. We ain't bring you none of that sorrow you saw on CSNBC. None of that.
Good news show.
It's the good news show.
How you feel talking to her? This is literally how I felt when we first spoke on Monday morning.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked, an hour and a half, Kendra? Just like
a long time.
We spoke for a long time.
And it felt like it was only 15 minutes.
and like we've known each other, right? And I was like, she's right for our community. I have to spread awareness and bring her in as one of the builders that will be able to say to people, okay, my real goal is to get several, right? Because we'll need lots, but I want to get African-American, Latino, if they're Asian builders, because our community is so diverse, right? Whoever.
Yes.
I don't want to see Rick Caruso's development company come in like he already has said, oh, I'm going to help Altadena rebuild. We don't want you, bro. But anyway, our people. And then I want to have sort of like a town hall meeting or whatever, right? Where all of these people that I've connected with, these builders, are there and say, okay, on this Saturday at this location and time, come. You can literally sit down, hear what each of them present, they'll probably have their drawings. That's going to be my, request, is have some samples or a book with samples. And then if they can modify them and speak to them and see which one you connect with. Yes. To be able to do your build, right? And then at that point, they can start talking and talk about contracting with people or whatever, so that once these lots are fully cleared, slabs are put back down or ready to be put down or whatever, that's when the builder will be able to come in and say, okay, we'll have the slab put down, just the whole contract, right? The process, doing the permitting and all of that, but you feel comfortable with that person. Yeah. And that's how I felt with Kendra day one. From really the email, because it was within 15 minutes and at 6 o'clock in the morning, before 6 o'clock, she was emailing me back, right? And then we connected. So that's why I brought her on, or made sure I connected with her. And I'm glad you all the other day said bring her on if we can. So yeah.
And Antoinette, I wanted to add to that. When you said something, it clicked. It reminded me. So I am a general contractor, but 99% of my work is residential. Is residential design. I could do commercial. I could do it. I mean, I'm licensed for it all, but I do have a heart for the homeowner because historically we wasn't allowed to buy homes. We wasn't allowed in that kind of home ownership or wealth building. So I have always had a heart in residential design because we work so hard and that's what we invest in outside of our families and our faith and our community. The biggest investment is in our homes.
Yeah.
And so many builders, I used to get frustrated with builders because everything was about a bottom line. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that, I do everything, not to make any money, not to make any profit. Of course we do. But so much of my profit I put back in the community through my foundation. We donate a lot of free renovations. I mean, head to toe. And often I put more into those free renovations because I'm using my own money. I'm using my own, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's not always, especially with me, about a bottom line. It's so much more of, I'm designing a lifestyle. I understand that I'm not just designing a home. I'm designing your complete lifestyle, how you want to live, how you want to feel, how you want to breathe in that space that is created for you. And that gets lost on a lot. That's why I don't do stick builds. That's why I've tried to Pacifica Homes, KB Homes, all those people have tried to hire me before. And I stick with what I know that I excel at. I'll build you a custom home that's affordable, but it's custom for your exact lifestyle. That's exactly what I do. That's where my heart, I live, eat, breathe. That's why I responded back to you 15 minutes later. I live, eat, breathe this thing 7 days a week. This is what I do.
Yeah, that was at 5:45 in the morning, by the way, on Sunday. And I was like, oh, what? She responded, so I knew, and that's why I emailed you right back. And I knew that we would connect and see how it went. And then the fact that when I spoke with you and said, I'm doing this on behalf of my parents who bought the house in 68, right, that it's gone. I really want to make sure that I can bring you, they can work with you or whatever. And then I asked you about money, right? I was like, so how would that work? And you were like, I work within their budget. And I'm like, oh, okay, because the budget's going to be what the insurance, provides and maybe whatever else we have, right? But if insurance is $400,000 or $500,000, you were like, I work within the budget. And that is key to what's going to happen in Altadena. We have found out that not only some people are only going to be able to build back what their insurance gives them, but there are some that were uninsured altogether, and there are others that are underinsured, right? And so how do we as a community come together to make sure these people can build back as well? And and of course you have to make your money, but not somebody that's going to come in and say, okay, yeah, it's going to cost $600 and something thousand, and people are looking like, I don't have that. And then they have to decide to sell their lot or something to that effect.
And I think with me, the reason why I'm able to do that, exactly what you just said. I tell my clients all the time, just throw away money for a second. And if money were no option, what would you like? How would you like to feel? How would you like for this to be? Obviously, money is an option, but it's not everything. I'm a designer and a builder. So that's my job, right? I need to think creatively to stretch the budget. I need to say, oh, okay, well, you know what? Might not be able to do this, but we can do this, or what is your most important thing? That's where we splurge. And then we save other places so we can get you that thing that you splurge. And it may be 4 or 5 things. Okay, let's get those. And we save in other areas. That's where both of my hats come in at. And then I'm not like your traditional builder. When you call, you're going to get me. There's not 17 other people between the homeowner and me that I have to pay and take that also. My overhead is not like that because I want to be personable with the homeowner. I want to be personable with the client. So you're getting me. So if something is wrong, I know about it. If you changed your mind on something, I want to know about it. It's, oh, Kendra, I thought these colors wasn't this, or this cabinet this, or, handicap, so I need larger, like all of that is coming through me. You understand what I'm saying? Money is not an option because we're working within a budget. You tell me, Kendra, we need XYZ in this budget. I'm giving you XYZ in that budget. If I got to break my neck to do it, we're gonna get it done, because it's way more important, the relationships that I'm building. I don't want somebody to say, oh my God, she took 4 months longer and charged me $200,000 more. That's not me. If you go on and you Google me and you see my reviews, they'll tell you, gosh, she came in on budget, she finished on time, she finished sooner, than the time, because I work with like-minded individuals. All of my my vendors, my staff, my subcontractors, they know me. These people have been working with me 15, 20 years, and they have a heart like mine. We're equally yoked like that. So I'm able to say, hey, my client only has this amount, do this for me, and it's done.
And it's so important, because when I was speaking about you the other day on the show, and Brian and Jamal, jump in. I don't want to dominate this conversation, but
no, in actuality, why?
Get back on here. That's so stupid. See, Kendra, this is the Altadena thing we got going on. They clown. This is not my show. They clown, we clown, we have fun. They're so dumb. Get back on here, Brian and Jamal. But that's the thing. Like, thank you, Brian. We keep it.
Welcome to Toni Talks.
Altadena Talks. But the thing about it, the other day when I was on here, somebody jumped in the comments and said, because I said, well, she said she could ground up finish a home in 3 months, and somebody's like, no, that's not possible, blah blah blah. I was like, yes, it is. And when you have those relationships, including with the county or whoever does permits, right? Just ghetto, right? Corey, because they're crazy. Then what happens is you can do that, right? And so you have those relationships, you've built them over these 20 years or whatever. And at this point, you may even have an inspector that you can call in that office and say, hey, I'm going to be on this project and I need A, B, C, and D. And so when you have cultivated and nurtured and maintained those relationships, cut it, Kim. That's what can happen. And so
and it's got me doing that over year. Back to what I was saying, when I'm no stranger to hard work. Just each relationship at a time, each project at a time. The cities, they get used to me. I'm already, an anomaly. I look different from everyone else that's going in, pulling permits. Well, now we do permits online, but, back in the day, I looked very differently from those that were pulling permits and all of that. But it's those relationships, I remain the same. Inspectors used to be so jerky, so hard, and I still remained the same. I'm still the kind person. I'm still, okay, well, what do we need? Until those relationships continue to build and to where it is now. I would say people that, are skeptical, I understand. I understand, because contractors don't always have a good reputation. But what makes me so different is those personal connections I have built over time. And I didn't come and try to build 20 homes at one time to where I was spread out too thin and I could not, give my all. So now, I have relationships with city officials. I can just call them and they're like, what do you want, Kendra? What do you need? I had an Asian developer. He went into the city of Palmdale and asked them, who's a good builder? And the city sent him to me.
That's what's up.
Those are the relationships that I have.
I want to address a comment real quick from Freddie. Y'all saw it come in. No. So building the cheapest, fastest homes possible is not the plan. Kendra's not going to do cheapest, fastest. It's going to be quality. However, it will also be within budget. If your insurance covers $600,000 and you want a house that would be, if that's your budget, that's what she'll do. If someone who has had a home since the 50s and their insurance covers $275,000 or $350,000, then she's going to work with people. We're going to try to do this as efficient and as safely as possible, because we've got to get through the clearing the lots, removing that dirt, which is toxic, 6 to 12 inches, removing those slabs. And then she will go to the county, pull the permits, slabs will be poured. And so if that takes 3 months cool. If it takes 4 months, cool. Whatever it takes. But we do want our community back, and we don't want to be displaced for 5, 6, 7, 8 years. If somebody can be back in there in 2 years, that's great. So, Freddie, that's what the plan is. Not building cheapest, fastest as possible. It
And
is
affordable does not mean cheap.
Exactly. Affordable does not mean exactly.
You
So
can have
that's what it
luxury
is.
and have it on a lesser dime.
Exactly. And then one thing I did speak with Kendra about, and sorry, I didn't mean to like come and check, but I will if need be.
This is Altadena. I warned Kendra about Altadena.
We are not doing nothing half A at all. It's
Not
going
at
to be
all.
quality. And any of the builders I'm personally vetting, like Kendra and Ram and others, it's going to be the same thing. And if I need to bring a new builder on each week till we have quite a bit, that's what it's going to be. Because I don't want nothing half A for my community and for my parents and everyone else that I know that I've grown up in Altadena since 68 with. We want quality. We want it to be beautiful. We want the houses to be unique, but we want to also get back, right? And so that's what personally my plan is, Freddie, and whoever else. And then has the money to build the house they deserve. I have a plan to ensure no. Okay, so are you?
You want to
Freddie,
come on the show, Freddie?
Right, like who are you, Freddie?
I mean,
Yeah.
That's my thing.
We're inviting
glad
you.
you're here. I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad that you have a concept. But let's talk. Slap my number up there again, Brian. 626.
oh,
399.
slap it. Hold on. Gotta slap it.
But put it up there, Brian. I mean,
And you
there
can
it
buy
is.
a sign while you're at it. $10.
Yeah, right, for your house. But
Right.
that's my personal cell phone number. Call me because I do want to speak with and work with people that have ideas and plans and concepts, because I'm not the only one, and there's tons of us, right? So let's see what we could do to partner together to bring people like Kendra and others in that will be ready. And then my other thing, Freddie, I don't think you were on the show the other day, but I did speak with Kendra about this prior to or after when I asked her to come on the show. My vision, this is my personal thing, is once we get all these builders, and I'm going to speak with each of them, I want Altadena's Build Back to be something sort of like Habitat for Humanity, but Altadena for Altadenians, right? Or Altadenians for Altadena, where I say to the builders, okay, cool, you're in, you've got contracts with people, but when it gets to the point of build day, like the slab is down and here, today is day one of framing, I want to have an army of hundreds of people, 100, 2, 3, 4, 5, because Kendra might have 10 lots. And on one Saturday, because she's already contracted, all the materials are at each lot, and we can frame that house in one day, because her team could do it on their own in 1 week. But if we've got the manpower, which is the labor, right? Say you got 50 people on one lot, then whoever the project manager is or project coordinator, or Kendra might drive up and go to each lot in the morning, give instructions and say, all right, boom. And whoever from her team is there will be the one coordinating it. And all of our bodies that are there get the wood laid out. This is what you do. Somebody with that nail gun or whatever the process is goes. You hold up, put the walls up, and get those houses on 10 lots or however many framed on a Saturday. So then Kendra can go back to the county Monday and say, I need an inspector at all of these places. Then that next week, when it's signed off, because they're also supposedly fast tracking the whole process, right? She can say, all right, next Saturday we're doing plumbing, or we're doing electrical, right? Well, electrical doesn't mean that day the electricity's on, but wire has to be pulled through the house, right? Through wherever the studs are or whatever. So if we have bodies there, boots on the ground, bodies ready to help with that, then we can get these houses put back up a lot sooner, right? And it might be we got 10 lots ready to go, and within 3 months or 6 weeks or 8 weeks, these houses are done and ready because we have the manpower. Kendra's talking about her team alone could do one within 3 months. She just finished a 13,000 square foot one from the ground up in 7 months. So we are looking for people that are innovative or that have ideas or are ready to jump in and be like, I'm there. Because let me tell you something, every single week, Freddie, I'm not calling you. If you want to get in touch with us, you either call me or do the form, because we're on this platform and you said you have a concept. So please reach out. But this is what we want. And I'm going to be at each lot that I could be at. If somebody, whether it's with Kendra or other builders, if we have this army and we get done framing these and we need to go to another block, I don't care if it takes me 3 to 6 months of Saturdays that I need to be in Altadena helping physically boots on the ground rebuilding houses, I'm going to be there. And so that's what my personal vision, my purpose in this is, to vet these builders and make sure that they say, okay, yes, we want this army of people, however many there, so we can get our town back up and like we should be.
Well, that was a mouthful. And
Right.
it was all factual. Now, Freddie, I just want to let you know, we don't just bring people on. It's a planned thing. We talk to you. So I'm going to call you after this, and we can probably put you on the show on Monday. We run Monday through Friday. So I got you covered. But only after we vet you. Well, we 40 good minutes of good old-fashioned information. That's what I like about this show.
Well, Kendra, I actually have a question for you. Number one,
Thank you.
well, first and foremost, I'm amazed at what you're offering.
Blessings. Thank you.
Absolutely. Custom builders in and of themselves are amazing, like folks, right? But the fact that you're able to do it and you have the design aspect of it as at the same time, I think you are able to eliminate middle people. Like there's less people that are involved. The fact that you say that you are actually in the conversation on a regular basis, I think it makes the process more heartfelt. And I obviously got that from your description and everything you've said. But it's like the house that you're building is yours, even though it's exactly what you said. It's yours until you give it back. But even once you give it back, a little part of you is still with it, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
But I have a couple. Well, I said I had one. I have a couple questions related to this particular scenario. Have you ever worked in this kind of situation before with the disaster recovery, from fire? Okay.
Yeah, so I have not, but I don't shy away from it. I know it's going to be a large undertaking. It's going to be a huge undertaking. And hey, listen, I feel like this is what I was born to do. and I'm ready.
Excellent. Glad to hear that. I figured that was your response. I had written a question before too, and given the environmental impact that these fires have had on the area and everything, do you have any plans for maybe materials or any other special design features to help in the future for mitigating any of this in the future?
I think that was the question I was waiting for. That was the question I was waiting for. So yes, a short answer, yes. Long answer is, if I am allowed to come back on at another time, I would actually love to introduce some. Now, I don't know technology like you guys do it, but I know building technology like the back of my hand. And there are some things that can be fire retardant, fire resistant. Now, I'm never going to get on here and claim that anything is 100% anything, because I would never be deceitful. But there are things that are outside a traditional stick-built home that can be built and treated into the wood and the lumber and the things that we use that would prevent a lot of things. And I would love to do a whole presentation on that, because you're going to need it. You're going to, for me to be able to break that down. That I can honestly say I have a ton of experience in. I've built homes that have burnt down before, and then we reused different materials to help prevent some of those things. So I wasn't prepared today because I thought it was maybe just going to be like a Q&A, but I would love to come back and introduce some things that I think would be perfect for Altadena, with modern technology building materials that literally the fire retardant and fire resistant technology is built right into the materials.
Perfect.
And even into the paint. It's a lot out there. It's a ton. It's not the same that our grandfathers and great grandfathers used to use back in the day. Building technology has come a long way. Building materials themselves have come a long way.
Okay. Kind of along those lines, that, I don't know if you know it, but I'm sure Toni had mentioned that, but remember her saying this in a couple shows ago when she was on. But Altadena has some very unique architecture, right?
Yes.
There's a lot of homes who, like I can't even remember the names of them, but the craftsmen and all this kind of stuff. Are you able to kind of accommodate some of those aspects of it? Okay.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Now, as far as period design and history design, I do. I know how to honor history. I know how to honor a period. I do. That's the designer part in me now. So I know the Spanish, Aztec, craftsman, Art Deco, mid-century modern. I know all those styles and can bring it all. We definitely don't want to rebuild Altadena and it just look like, I don't know, a whole row of modern farmhouse or something like that. We want it to have that same eclectic feel that it had before. And like I say, just even greater. So yeah, that's going to be the fun aspect of it, is creating the different styles. Like I say, designing a lifestyle. That's going to be fun to do, where you'll drive down the street and one home might look Aztec. The other one might look like a craftsman. The other one may look like a modern farmhouse. One may look mid-century, but yes.
That was Altadena.
That's Altadena. Right.
Now, I'm coming from a different angle with this question. Now, everything you've said right now has been super positive. It's been inspiring. It gives hope and everything. But this question is it's more from a curiosity's sake, or point of view, because of the scale and just because of the uniqueness of the situation. Right. What do you see, or what do you envision as some of the challenges to the rebuilding process once everybody's done with the, phase 2 and everything, and they're actually ready to build? Partially for those who are going to be working with you, but for those who are not, just in general, what are some of the challenges with the rebuild process?
So I would think a part A and part B. For those that would be working with me directly, and then I'm gonna veer off for a second. For those that would be working with me, I think my biggest challenge might be, the homeowner themselves. There's a lot of emotions involved. There's a lot of, and I feel like it's sensitive. So I think the homeowners that will be rebuilding, that you'll need to take some time with them, have some patience with them, need to be almost a teacher, educate them, because there are a lot of homeowners, they want it to be rebuilt maybe exactly the way it was, So what do we do with that? Do I rebuild it exactly the way they want it? Or do I use a little bit of persuasion to say, hey, maybe this can be a little bit more, how can I say it? The flow can work a little bit better but I think each individual client will present their own challenge. And that's why I say I'm ready for it, because I'm not a build 20 homes, a catastrophic builder. I am a custom home builder, and a custom home is you're customizing it to that specific homeowner. I feel like that's my biggest challenge. Labor, manpower, help, volunteers. I don't think that will be the challenge, at least not with me. I think each individual and their own emotions that are tied into it, their own need to walk this journey, and me making sure that I can give myself to every individual personally would be probably my challenge. Remember, we were just talking about that hashtag team no sleep.
Oh, yeah.
That's where it's going to be. Then I'll think working out. Now, part 2 to that, I'm thinking other challenges with other homeowners might be the biggest challenge is probably going to be their contractor. I'm not saying me. I'm saying if they go with contractors that's not vetted through like a platform like this, that can be a tough one. I can't tell you how many times in my career that we didn't get the project, they hired someone else, we had to come back and fix everything that the other contractor they previous. So just anybody that's watching this, whether you go with me or not, there is plenty of work to go around. I wouldn't want to be the only builder that's rebuilding Altadena. You know, there's a lot of really talented contractors that everyone shine, but make sure they are vetted. You know, check the CSLB, make sure our licenses are active. We have a bond posted on the CSLB. Right. You know, we have our insurances. Those things are important, because if a contractor is not taking the time to invest in their own business, that's kind of sketchy. You know, if I'm not taking time keeping up on my surety bonds, keeping up on my insurances, making sure my workers' comp is there, making sure my licenses are all active, and I'm not going to take that much time into making sure these projects are right. That means they're probably in it for the money, or, you know, not being good stewards of what's being brought to them. So that will be a challenge. A lot of people are looking at Altadena, Pasadena, Palisades as just cash cows.
Right.
Be careful with that. Protect yourself as a homeowner. You know, educate your own self. You know, go down to the city and check. Hey, did they pull these permits? Did they schedule these inspections? Right. You know, I have no problem with my homeowners checking behind me, because it's a partnership, right? It's you and I until we get to the end. Make sure you are choosing your relationships properly, because your contractor is going to make your process amazing, or they're going to make it hell, you know. So choose wisely, and please understand that I don't mean that just for me. I mean it with
everybody,
with everyone. You know, like I say, you don't have to always go with the person that's speaking to you right now, but just choose. And I mean that from the heart, because I really would like Altadena to come back even better. Those are the challenges that I see.
I think it's important that you are saying that, because obviously, right, you won't be able to build all the houses in Altadena, and God will give you the fair share that you are supposed to have. But the fact that you're on here, in all honesty, saying, make sure you check the CSLB, which, for people that don't know what that is, that's the Contractor State License Board in California. When you get someone, I don't care if they are your window people, I don't care if they're a landscaper, unless a landscaper is someone you know that's not licensed, that is your homeboy that's done stuff for you, you know, and all of this. But even still, you got to be careful. So get someone licensed who, like she said, has their insurances that are updated, their workers' comp, their bonding, all of that, because then you protect yourself as a homeowner, and somebody can't come back and sue you and try to take your new structure or your land or anything, because people are foul and will do that. So the fact that you are saying that is, you know, way above people that are grimy and will want to be in this space for themselves, right? And not to do it honestly. And all of these pop-up signs that we see all over the place that are just like, oh, call me, I'll demo your house, or call me, I'll, you know, even with that, if they're not licensed for not only demo, but for hazmat and hazardous waste removal, don't just call on a sign because they say I have a dump truck and I can come and remove all your waste, because they have to take it to the proper place, which is a hazmat place, right? That's taking it. They can't take it to a regular dump. And so, and if they're not protected and wearing the right, you know, clothing and boots that are steel toe on the top, but on the bottom, there's, you know, the like my particular boots have the Kevlar in the sole as well, so that they're puncture resistant. And, you know, all of these things, right, to protect themselves, you're still liable, because that is your property. That is your lot. And if they come on saying they can demo it or remove your waste and they can't, it can fall back on you. So be very careful if you're opting out and don't want the EPA or the state or the county to do that removal. Be extremely careful and vet every person. I do have a list. I just saw somebody said something about we've been gathering contractors. Elaine, I will shoot this list to Brian and have him put it up, but I've been doing the same because I'm trying to vet people. And it is a list of summer recommendations from people. The other one is professionals can put their information. And then it's the Altadena rebuilding vetting list. And it's a Google Doc that I started with Ida, with Eric Williams. And a lot of people have not put their stuff on there, but feel free to do it. I personally am going to be calling, vetting, checking licenses, because again, I don't want anybody being taken advantage of. And then I
will say this as well, because I don't want to leave anything, like on a low note. We don't want to scare people out there. That was just information to make you aware. But I will also say, to help alleviate some of those challenges, take a deep breath and breathe and start dreaming. So we can't do anything in the past. It's all burned down. It's all gone. But we can dream about how we would like the future to look. So start gathering your ideals, start looking on Pinterest, or, if you were in a home and you always wanted to redo your kitchen, and just say, okay, and bring those things to, to people like me, or to whoever your contractor is, that can help you bring those visions to pass. And that, because, if I don't really know what you want, I can't design a home for you, so at least have a little bit of ideal of what you want and how you would like for it to look and how you would like for it to feel. Those things are also helpful to any contractor, that you need. Because I sit down and hand sketch. Like when I'm talking to you, I'm kind of hand sketching the house, the room, the colors, to just get a visual. And then I may snap a picture and send it to you and say, hey, are you thinking of something like this? And yes, that's exactly. Or no, take this out and move this around, and something like that. But but I encourage you to try to make this process as fun as it can be.
That's outstanding.
How you think about it, the mental aspects that you're going to need to go through this journey is also going to weigh heavily on if this is a positive outcome for you or a negative outcome.
Kendra, I appreciate
Corey, I just want to know one thing, Corey. I've never given an ant deposit in my life, so ants are taking deposits now.
She meant any, but
this is what we do, though. This is what we do.
One on that you have to give a deposit up front sometimes. Like working with Kendra, and Kendra said this, and I said it the other day. Once we get to the process, if my parents decide to go with Kendra, for her to start her actual work, everything, she needs $1,000 deposit. Now, that's not $10,000, $20,000, which is, something that you would be like, what? Or whatever. But it's at the time you sign the contract with her. So you are going to have legal documentation. So will she, and there's your deposit. And then the other thing I wanted to address real quick, I know we're getting close to time, but Elaine had, what about those homeowners who are putting an ADU container building on their property during the waiting period because they don't have anywhere else to live at this moment? I'm gonna just say this, Elaine. This is my personal thoughts and feelings. Part of it is because I have a brother who's a fire chief for CAL FIRE. I don't think anybody should be in any kind of building on their property right now because it's still extremely toxic. Not only the waste, but the dirt. And my brother was talking about how the roots of the trees absorbed a lot of the toxicity, and we're still hot, burning down underneath as far as like 15 feet. So I personally would not give advice or recommendation to anyone to be living on that property right now, and especially constructing an ADU or a container home that would be like a permanent thing until after they've built their property. Maybe getting a trailer that you could live in once everything is pulled out, right? Like the waste and all of that, and having a trailer, toy hauler type trailer or something like that, a motorhome that you could live in on the property as you go through that process. But and our builder here can say for sure, but I wouldn't say to put a container home or a structure, ADU on there when you're going to have this entire lot and you want your builder to have access to the entire lot to do what they have to do. If you're going to add an ADU on the back as part of your rebuild, that's cool. But I would say work with the builder first and schedule the home and the ADU at the same time versus doing something like that. That's my personal opinion and thoughts, and I will let the builder address it. But that's how I see it.
No, I completely agree. I don't have anything to add to that. That was well said, Toni.
So then, Kendra, I wasn't going to let us end on or even come close to ending on a low note. I just wanted to ask that question just to understand.
Yes.
And you kind of responded to my next question a little bit, but I'm just going to ask it anyway. And I intend to ask this specific question to every builder that comes on anyhow. So what advice would you give a homeowner who is hesitant about rebuilding or doing the design of their new home because of such a traumatic event? You know, they're financially capable, but they're just really kind of teetering. They're not really sure.
What advice would I give them?
Sure. Like what perspective would you give them? Well,
It's
especially
okay to take your time with it. Follow your gut, follow your instincts. We're not here to rush you into anything. If you're teeter-tottering on the line, say you got your insurance payout or something, and you're just like, this is an emotional thing. This is an emotional time for everyone. And the builder, whether it's me or anyone, really has to understand that. So my advice would be to take your time with it. Ask as many questions. You can never ask me too many questions. You know, well, Kendra, I'm just scared, or Kendra this or Kendra that. Let's talk through it. You know, let's work through it once again. But take your time with it. You'll know when you're ready. The homeowner will know when they are ready. You know, their gut will speak to them. They'll have all the information that they need to make an educated decision, and then they'll pull the trigger and say, okay, maybe some of them need to see a few homes being built before they jump in the pool. Maybe some of them need to see some of their friends and neighbors returning home and then jump in the pool. You know, everybody is different, and it's going to take, I don't know what it will take for them, but they will know what they'll take for them. I've always been a believer of following that inside voice. You know, we call it the Holy Spirit. You know, I call it a guide. Just follow it. You'll know. Take your time with it. Stay in constant prayer. But it's nothing more like educating yourself. The more questions you ask your friends, your family members, your builder, the more questions that you continue to ask. And I think it'll start alleviating some of that fear on the inside that may be stopping you from pulling that trigger. Because the more you know, the more you can make an educated, make an educated decision for what you want to do.
And for those of you who are looking for the vetting list, there's the link right there to add your information: realtors, lawyers, doctors, pharmacists, whatever. You know, if you're somebody that has somebody that knows somebody, we need to know who they are so we can talk to them. We want Altadena really to be self-sufficient with utilizing resources within Altadena, but of course we're going to have to go outside of Altadena to get some, and that's why the vetting process. So,
and we want the best ones that are vetted, right? We don't want anybody in Altadena. Like Marcus is on here, right? Betts. If I'm not mistaken, the Betts family, was it 7 or 9 houses that they lost?
He'll probably say it.
Yeah, like across all, right? 9. Cousins, all of that. It was 9? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then I know like the Williams, Eshell and Tilly and all of them lost 4. My family lost 2. There's one family that I saw on last week that lost 20. And it's like the great-great-grandmothers back in the 20s and stuff bought. They just kept buying and buying. And I think Jamaica Franklin's family might have lost 4. Amma and Kimu Blunt, the Blunts lost 4, I believe. But there's so many generations and families that have continued to live in Altadena, right? Because we love it, because we grew up in Altadena and we want to remain in Altadena. And so there's a lot of generational and lots of families and family connections in Altadena that and I think if somebody chooses to go with Kendra, they're probably going to tell the rest of their family, if they had 2 houses or 4 houses or whatever, this is my builder, I'm going to recommend her, depending on their experience, right? So you may get an entire family that you wind up doing that entire families, and then you get recommendations. But that's why I want not only you, but others to come on to say what they could do, what their connection is to our, thanks Marcus, I thought it was 9, to our community, and be able to get these answers that they have questions for, right? Because thanks, Corey. Yeah, Corey's family lost 2. A friend of hers lost 7. There's so many. And so, yeah, we need honest people like you. We need people that I feel God is assigned to Altadena. And that's my personal thing because of my belief in my faith, and that are going to be honest and that are going to give us the information, whether they become our builders or not. Right. And that's what you're essentially doing. And then if you could bring up her site real quick, Brian, I want to just show people something.
That one or the other one?
That one, the KD Home. This is Kendra's actual site. And when I spoke with her on Monday, mind you, I didn't even sit down with my parents and said, I found this amazing builder, yada, yada, yada. But when we were on a phone call, I sketched out.
I have it already. You want me to put it up?
Yeah.
What my parents' house looked like, basically, like hallway rooms, all this.
I thought I did. Hold on.
And I told her, my mom wants bigger bathrooms. Our footprint was this, but under Prop 13, we can go 10% larger, right? So then look at that first one, Model K1. It says 3-bedroom, 2-bath, but my parents' house was 4-2. So I told her, and I'll just tell you guys, this is how
if you go up,
go up
for a second to where?
Go up where it says plans, all the way at the top.
Primary home plans. You click on there.
Yep. Now go to that one.
And you can just click on the picture, and it'll kind of. I've done a little CAD.
I want mine to look like that.
Okay, so hold on. So I told her, I said, my mama said she wants a detached garage like she had. So take that garage off, we'll put it in the back, right? And then I said, this is what their footprint looked like. Scroll down a little, because I want to show you, keep going. I want to show you the actual plan over here in the corner. She has the kitchen and dining room going north to south, but my parents her kitchen was east to west, and then the dining room fireplace. So I basically told Kendra and walked her through it, and she's had it since that day. She's like, okay, let me figure something out. She's going to kind of reconfigure this floor plan and that I can present to my parents and say, well, with this builder, this is what potentially she could do, but she can work with you and you all can decide exactly what, right? So that's what she means. And not that anybody needs a full explanation, but when she says custom, you can go on her site, you can see based on what your footprint already is and your square footage. Oh, okay, I like this one, but I still want it to feel like my old home. I want the rooms flipped around. I want this. And you could work with her to get exactly what it is that you want based on not only what you've had, but what she has available, these models. And everything brand new, the fire retardant, or resistant materials and all of this. So
exactly
in that first call that we had, hour and a half, I was so impressed. I was like, if it were up to me, you would be building my parents' house back. But of course I have to bring my parents in, but that was my thing, right? I want to talk to her. I want to ask the questions. I want to see what she's about, because I don't want to present her to my parents or anyone else in the community if she is not willing to work with us for what we need. And so I was very impressed with our first call on Monday, and that's why she's here today.
That's outstanding. So, yeah. Kendra, I know it's been alluded to through what Antoinette, Toni, I don't know what to call you. I'll call you both. Either one.
Look, my name is Antoinette, but everybody in Dina has always called me Toni Bailey.
How about I read it all? Antoinette, Toni Bailey Rains.
Antoinette, Toni Bailey Rains. Antoinette, Toni Bailey Rains. Antoinette, Toni Bailey Rains.
As a people, we're going to make a song out of something.
Right.
We're going to make a jingle.
Antoinette. The name after I was married is Rains, but everybody from Altadena knows me as Toni Bailey. Call me what you want. I prefer Toni just because Dina folks know me as that. Kendra, sure. You can call me Toni too.
Okay. So my question. So then my question though, because Toni kind of alluded to it, I just want a basic overall step-by-step process. If someone after ultimately decided to go with you, Kendra, what are the basic steps that they would take? What's the process for starting communication with you all the way to the getting the keys?
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So we do a call. All of my consultations, everything. That's no charge. Like we sit down and I just start talking to you, start getting what you want, getting what you need. Now that site is homes that I have designed. I kind of put together like a blueprint. Those homes actually came to me in a dream, by the way. That's a whole nother story. But you can choose from that, or don't be afraid to just say, hey, let's start from scratch and we do something. And so I sit down and I get your needs, we talk, I start sketching out what you want. Everything starts with a sketch first so I can get it right. And then it's like, okay, we'll make this a little bit larger, make this a little bit smaller. And once that process is done, There's no money exchanging during any of this process. I'm not like most builders that say, let's give me some money and then I get started. No, I get to work doing everything that's needed to be done to make sure you get the blueprint of the home that you want. Once I do that, and it's time for me to get the architectural drawings, get it stamped and get ready to send it to the city, then that's where the $1,000 deposit that we was talking about, that's where that comes in at. And then we get to work. We pour in slabs, we running in rough end electrical and plumbing and gas, and we're building a relationship with the city. I pretty much would probably know who the inspectors are by that time. And then everything is phases. We talk about payments. Let's just talk about payments. We pay during phases. Okay, so that means I'm floating the project with my funds until we are complete with a certain phase, and then we'll get paid. Then we complete another phase, then we get paid. Then we complete another phase and we get paid.
So it's typical construction to perm kind of financing.
Yes, it's typical. Yeah. Now we do have in-house financing if clients want that. A lot of times on renovation projects, they would do that. So you send them to my website, they can apply for the fund. That goes through a whole other company, Synchrony Bank. We don't really handle that portion. But then as far as the working relationship, we're just kind of working together. You can be as hands-on or hands-off as you would like to be, because I do understand that some clients need that, some clients don't. Some clients would rather say, you have the plans, build this, let me know when it's time to move in. Some clients are like, Kendra, I want to know every step of the way, So then I'm sending videos at the end of the day and saying, hey, this is what we got done today, this is what is prepared for next week. This is what we're doing Monday through Friday. And then this is what you have to do. Hey guys, we're going to work overtime on Saturday. So I'll let the homeowner know, hey, just know that there'll be a crew there on Saturday. It might be a crew there on Sunday. So that's the relationship that you have when you are working with me. I'm an educator. I always have been. So sometimes I may tell you too much. If I'm talking too much, then that's fine. Let me know. Kendra, I don't need to know every single thing. I just need to know the bullet points, and that's fine too. But that's pretty much as far as a contractual obligation, as far as phases, as far as payments, and then as far as the design process. The design process is the most important to me. That's why there's no fees up front for that, because unless I get it right, till I get it right, you don't need to pay me nothing anyway. So till I get this floor plan down to where you want it, boom, and then we get to work.
That's awesome.
My crew is like my brothers. These guys have been with me forever. We argue like cats and dogs. We have fun like best friends. Like, it's a family environment. I'm typically the only female on any job site that I work on, but that's okay. It doesn't bother me. I've done this for a long time.
Yeah.
So I just want to say again, before we close out, if we're closing out shortly, and Brian has put them up there, but Kendra Mays Designs.com, I believe is her design site. And then her builder, where you saw those plans, is kdhomedesign.com.
Yes.
Yes.
Kendra Mays Designs is for the design and renovations. And you can see us in action, see us at work. And then KD Home Design is the floor prints, the floor plans.
Yep. And so she has, if you scroll down on either of those sites, she has her contact form. And if you simply put your name, email, phone number, or at least email, and say what it is that you're reaching out to her for, she's very responsive and will get back to you almost immediately, but as soon as she can, so you guys can start talking. The reason I talked about this on Tuesday, and I'm speaking about it again, is because yes, we're only 4 weeks. Tuesday was 4 weeks since the fires happened, but before you know it, you're going to be at the point where you need to talk to someone. So, because once you only have till March 31st to do the opt-in or opt-out. And that means either they're going to clean or you're going to clean. But even if that process takes 6 months, you don't want to wait till they've cleaned your lot. And, okay, well, send her to Kendra, Elaine. anyway, you don't want to wait until 6 months and then say, oh, I have to start finding someone, right? I don't want my parents to have to do that. They're 82 and 87. I want my parents in their home again as soon as I can possibly get them in. And if it's in 18 months, cool. If it's in 2 months, not 2 months, 2 years, cool, right? But you don't want to wait until, oh, the lot is clean. Now I have to find somebody because I have to get plans drawn up. I have to have a slab put back down. I'll have it. You don't want to wait until then. Start finding your people. Start talking to people now, and whoever you feel most comfortable with and that they are a good fit for you, that's who you go with. And send her a key and go from there, right? And then you're ready, literally ready, where she can submit plans, draw permits and all of that, and start building. So that's why this is for me a real passion, is to get us going so that we can get back in there as quickly as we efficiently and safely can get our community built back up.
Yes.
So that's that part. And then let's see, we put both of those up. My information again, and if anybody wants the signs, I ordered another 130 between signs and magnets that will be at my door shortly. And so I have those available. Do you want to bring that up, the order form?
Is that the one you just sent me?
Yes.
This
one that, yes.
Okay.
But does somebody want to actually click on it or put it in the browser and show people what they can order if they'd like to? It's the Altadena Strong. These
and
are
that would be Jamal's job.
Jamal, okay.
Yeah.
Jamal's the one that's going to pull stuff up and show.
Did you put it in the private chat?
It's right there on the screen.
I know, but I thought there was a link I could just click.
Oh, well, let me just
there was in our private chat, and he said,
that's what I just asked.
No, you can actually click it, but it's very long.
No, the other form. Yeah, the other form. That's up after I said good
morning.
Oh,
no, that one.
He can click and it can go right to it, but it's the same bit.ly.
It's the third comment down.
Yeah.
In the private chat.
All right.
In our private chat.
Yep. Hold on a sec. Here we go.
But this one, again, I'm not trying to make money. I just saw a need for my own family, right? To say we're not for sale. Our lot's not for sale. And then to show how Altadena is, which is our unity, our strength, our resilience, and the fact that the image that I created, I had stuff in my head, but I literally put like our beautiful mountains with how our sunsets look. I put people that were all united, holding hands of every culture that's in Altadena. And I said strength and unity and resilience, and we're not for sale. So I put those at my parents' house and some other people. I ordered like 25 and those are all gone. And people were like, but I want one. So if you scroll down, Jamal, I have the 18 by 24, the yard signs. I have below that, somebody asked for Dena Strong. I have not ordered these, but if I get orders for them, I will. And then I did order magnets. I think there are 30 magnets I ordered. They'll be $10 a piece, and they're 9 by 12. They could be on the side of your door of your car, or whatever.
It's only 26 because 4 are already gone.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Me and B got 2 of them.
That's right.
Yeah, we're going to get them magnets now. Don't mess with my magnets.
Which is cool. And then I ordered these. These are a little bit more expensive. They're 17 by 20 with the metal stand, but they're $15 a sign, and they're in the shape of the house. So those are being delivered today. I also, a couple weeks ago, did that image on a t-shirt, and the link is below. And then it's super easy on the form. I have like the QR codes for, and the, Cash App, Zelle, Venmo, my Zelle, whatever. Or if you want to meet me and pay me cash, you have that option as well. And people have been saying, I'm displaced. I'm in Indio. I'm in Diamond Bar. I'm in Upland. If I buy the sign, will you put it at my house? And so, yes, I have been going around with them in the back of my SUV and putting them. And then I take a picture of it in front of your lot and I'm sending it to people so that they know, like, not only did they buy it, but it's at their house. So if anybody wants that link is there. I'm not trying to do anything. I'm not making profit. This is just my heart for my community. And so this stuff is available. And
there you have it. Where Rhythm is live and live is Rhythm.
So, Kendra, thank you so much for showing up for this
Yeah.
particular episode and
Thank you for
introducing
having
yourself
me.
to us. We definitely want to have you come on again and share more details about any other subject
Okay.
that you'd like to. But just curious, any last comments or things you want
Well,
to leave the
thank you
folks?
guys so much, and feel free to reach out to me anytime, either one of those websites. I'm here to answer all questions, and I'm here to help in every way I can. Let's make Altadena strong again.
Yep,
Amazing.
absolutely.
Yes.
And Elaine or whoever, my number has been on here. If you have questions, text me, call me. I will try to answer as much as I can. I've been not only dealing with, on this show, but getting as much possible information as I can. You get on my nerves, Brian. This is Altadena Talks, not Toni Talks. But
Well, you're talking right now, so
I know. But if there's anything else I could do for anybody in the community, feel free to reach out, and I'll help as much as I can.
And to Marcus, is that the one whose family lost the nine?
Yes.
Yeah, he was on yesterday, by the way.
Prayers up, brother, but you're gonna get beauty for ashes. You guys will
That's
get double for your trouble.
Beauty
Just
for
believe that and
ashes.
stay strong.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Isaiah 61:3, beauty for ashes.
Yes.
So yes.
Got you. I love it. Well, thank you also, Toni, for coming on again and sharing Kendra with us and your experiences, and obviously that other additional wealth of knowledge that you bring. We know you're going to be on regularly and have your Toni Talk section. We all love it. We all love it. You're muted, B.
every Tuesday at 10:15,
That's
Toni
right.
will
You
be
did
talking.
stay on Tuesdays, and I go
Yes.
to. So I will have more info, or we'll have vetted another builder or something for next Tuesday.
Cool.
Thank
Yep.
you guys.
All right. Thanks, Kendra.
So, ladies,
Appreciate
we're
your
gonna-
time.
Thank
We're
you.
going to put you in the green room. If you don't mind sticking around for a second, that'd be great. We'll be right there. All
Yep.
right. Thank you.
We will.
Thank you. All right. What you think, man?
Another fun-filled, packed adventure once again on Altadena Talks. I am Brian Bacchus, and again, you're not.
I'm Jamal Smith. Thank you again for coming to the latest episode of Altadena Talks. We're on 1 hour and 21 minutes and change, and it seems like 15 minutes. It's amazing. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. See you next week. Have an amazing weekend and enjoy the Super Bowl.
Peace out.
Peace.